Hey, back.
Welcome
back.
Welcome back to Delta Green.
Why are
Delta
you
Green
impossible
plays Impossible
landscapes? Little
Landscapes.
landscapes.
Delta Green
The green.
Dropbox Gaming.
I'm your player, Dace, joined by my
And-
good friends, John, playing
Hello.
Benedict, and my other good friend, Brad, playing
Ace,
Hank.
playing Benji Pots.
And the very
And there's another
unhappy
guy
Joe,
here.
our handler. Who...
I don't think we're as good at this as Joe is. We're not doing a good
No.
job.
This is why we don't do it.
Stop the recording. Start
Okay.
over.
All
Do it again.
That never
Do it
happened.
again. Do it again.
Welcome.
It has to happen. Don't you edit us out. Don't you censor us.
Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming Plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. My name's Joe, and I'm joined by three of the worst people I've ever met in my entire life. Welcome back, everybody. I won't do the intros because apparently it's so easy that anybody can do it.
Anyone can do it.
Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be back. Had a little rest. Got up, moved around a little bit. Got a drink of water. Apparently, poor Jean has not eaten anything for lunch. So I'm really looking forward to hearing him munch throughout this recording. It's gonna be great.
That's like,
ASMR.
no, that's my worst thing. I'm now incredibly self-aware of my crunching noises. Thank you, Joe.
Good. It's good to be self-aware of your shortcomings. Anyway, so I had a question that came up in the meantime between sessions as we were just kind of chatting. Jean, this is probably more for Jean than anybody else. I think he probably has the most to give to this, though. I mean, everyone has their opinions. Jean, you've been to a lot of different places. You've been a lot of different places all over the world. I know Dace has been all over the nation. Brad, you've been around a bit, right?
No.
No. Just the Deep South. If you guys had to choose, like, one place to live, like, where would it be?
Oh, no, dude, you can't ask this question.
Why not?
I've been grappling with this for a decade. Nope, I opt out of that shit.
Oh man, what a poor Jean jet setting all over the world, just can't decide of where he wants to live.
Oh god, there is no way to answer this question without seeming like a dick. And also, it's a lot more complicated than that.
Well, just
It
Certain
truly is.
governments
In
don't
John's case.
want me in some countries
yes, the government's
because of visas.
yes, this whole visa green card issue for poor Jean.
Don't you glamorize my suffering, you.
Well,
I will say,
they
the
get all.
I'll
headphones.
jump in. I don't think I've been to as many places as Dace or John, but I am going to Colorado tomorrow,
Colorado's
which
nice.
I've been before.
Nice.
Fort Collins, Colorado, and it's
Shout
beautiful.
out.
It's a beautiful place. Yeah, I love Colorado. Denver's a great city. I mean, it has all the problems that every big city has, but there are certainly very nice parts. Yeah, I really like Colorado. I don't know, like Dace, like, you've been around a bit.
Yeah, I really like North Carolina.
Yeah.
As far as stateside, the only place out of the country that I've been that I would like really consider living is Edinburgh.
Yeah.
A really nice city.
You know, now that I think about it, you know, we have a good many international listeners. You know, I see the breakdowns of, you know, where people are from. I mean, from all over. The only two exceptions are really that we don't have any representation are probably Russia and China, but the amount of what people can access theirs on the internet is probably a part of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, you know, it's interesting when you think about, and Jean, like maybe this is something you have some more insight in. It's like, you know, we grew up in the U.S. The U.S. is so big in comparison to most other countries that's like, you know, the idea of living in North Carolina versus Colorado, you're talking about two drastically different biomes. Like that, if you were living in Europe, for instance, you'd have to go to a different country to find.
What is the equivalent state size of like South Africa? Do you know that? John?
Yeah,
Like,
It's maybe Texas-sized,
Yeah.
possibly.
Texas
Maybe
is
a
huge.
little
Pretty
bit.
damn big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big.
Well, I
but-
mean, is all of South Africa inhabited, or are there parts of it that are pretty wide open? There's not a lot going on.
No, there's like big deserts in
Hmm.
between.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I really like the Pacific Northwest. You know, I moved up here
Yeah.
for a reason. You know, I'm in Oregon now. I like Washington too.
Because you like gloomy, drizzly, chilly weather.
Ooh boy, do
Because
I
you're a
like it.
psycho.
so British.
Or the UK. I'd move to the UK too. Like that's a cool place. I am interested in trying on the Northeast. You know, like I've kind of got my eye for some of my studies. I've got my eye on Rhode Island.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the Northeast too. I've heard a lot of good things about Vermont and Maine.
Yeah.
I'd really like to make it up there sometime.
I had this guy I worked with who I shadowed when I took over a position from him. And there was this thing, like if anyone ever mentioned, he was from Maine, and the second that anyone mentioned anything about seafood in any way, he immediately had a very opinionated, like he had to insert himself into that conversation and tell everyone how
About
poor
seafood.
how poor their seafood was compared to real seafood in
Wow.
Maine.
That is a hill to die on, I guess.
It's a weird hill
Yeah.
to die on.
They love their seafood.
I have
their
I have a
lobster
correction.
rolls.
You have a correction.
yeah. Apparently,
Yeah,
South
I just
Africa
saw
is
this.
twice the size of Texas.
Okay.
Like,
So it's
according to SM
massive.
Parish 95 in the chat. Or did you look that up, John?
Oh, I looked that up. Oh, nice. Thank
no,
you,
SM Parish 95 just said that. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Steve,
there you go.
what's up, Steve?
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you for
correcting.
thank
we
you
like
for
to keep things
correcting
factual.
John. It's really good to keep him, you know, kind of in his place. I think is there's one thing that we all know is
Yeah,
that
no, otherwise
sometimes his
goes out of
ego is
control.
just too big for the room, right?
doesn't even fit on the screen.
Not typically, no. Well, yeah, I don't know. Like it's one of those weird parts about living in the U.S. where you can definitely have, even though it's all the same country, it is definitely not all the same place, depending on where you go. But I would love to travel internationally. I'd love maybe.
If you
live
feel like
internationally.
living in a third world country, you can go to Mississippi.
You can go to Mississippi where the GDP makes it a third world country.
Or South Africa, if you want it to be a real, you can have power cuts and shit.
Yeah, where the infrastructure is crumbling apart.
Brown out.
Speaking of things crumbling apart, let's talk about Benji's sanity.
Oh, nice.
Last time, oh boy, you guys spent, you know, there was a complaint made, I believe by Dace himself. Not a complaint, but a something that he recognized is, guys, we have a tendency to stand in the same damn room for for an entire hour and just talk about what's going on. And you guys have spent this last session, you guys spent the time investigating the Samigina home. And really getting into what was going on. You guys discovered this strange laundry chute in the one of the bathrooms, and have kind of figured out a little bit more about Henry Samigina, the 16-year-old son of Esther and Philip. It seems that he constructed this three-dimensional model of this strange city that's mirrored of itself and around this lake, and you guys also discovered that, you know, he's got a book in here somewhere, and it didn't take you guys long to find the book entitled "The Phantom Saith," a kind of homegrown copy of The King in Yellow, and you begin to wonder. I don't know, like one begins to wonder how this young guy, you know, came to contact all this. I suppose, like, you know, you would remember from the recordings that you listened to from Henry is that apparently his mother was the one to show him.
It's
this.
bad parenting.
It's bad
Bad
parenting. This is why you don't let your kids out after a certain time. You know, you guys did
I'll
find that.
start writing fanfic.
Yeah, you
That's
guys
the
did.
consequence of
You
that.
guys did find that pot in his sock drawer. So that's
I'll start-
probably a gateway to Carcosa. It's a Carcosian gateway drug right there.
And who knows what he's doing with that tiny door in the bathroom?
Well, what's going on
What's
with
that about?
Yeah, bad parenting, all in all. You guys were kind of in the middle of this conversation about. And I would be remiss to forget or to not mention this this book that you guys found. Dealing with mental illness in the workplace, which had some very interesting and very poignant and oddly coincidental questions in it that pointed towards some names that you've heard before and some that you haven't as well. But yeah, but you guys, last time we left you, you were standing in the master bathroom of Philip and Esther Samigina. Benedict and Hank were having this conversation about like, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, are we trying to get back to the night floors to understand what's going on here? Are we just burning this place down and getting out of here? One of the things that kind of came up is as it's happening, maybe Benji gets a little bit kind of distracted and rolled probably one of the most well-timed fumbles I've ever seen in the history of gaming, and found himself drawn in to this to the yellow sign, the buffalo wing grease symbol on the mirror. And as he began to trace it,
Sunday.
it wasn't he finally realized, as Benedict and Hank noticed him, that his hand was beginning to actually sink into the mirror itself. And that is where we pick up. Benji,
Sheesh.
So
you withdraw your
tiny
hand.
fumble.
Just a little fumble. Just a little. You pull your hand back, and there is like a very kind of Matrix-esque ripple.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. like that.
And it starts consuming his whole body, and he goes into it.
You pull your finger back, and there's just like just the slightest of ripples, but then very quickly there's like whoop, and it's very much solid again. There is something though. I do need the other two of you to now roll a sanity check as well.
Oh, bull.
What?
crap.
We were busy arguing. We have none
Yeah.
of. We have.
Yes.
Okay, Benji had already fumbled his thing, all right? And I'm going to tell you, according to the way it's written here, the person whose hand goes in there doesn't have to roll a roll, right? They don't take any sanity damage. Okay?
That's madness.
That
Joe.
is madness.
Now that is madness.
But Benji failed. So I think Benji's still going to take 1 sanity damage. Okay?
All right. So Benedict
Really
rushes
going off the
over
rails, Box.
and just tries to, stop. Okay, Hank, we can continue this conversation later. What the hell are you doing, Benji? Get that hand away from that chicken grease. You don't know where it's been. And then
It's like a kid
Sanity
sticking a
roll.
fork into an outlet. You're like, hey, no, get that out of there.
don't drink that. Don't drink that tea.
So
All
yeah,
right, failure from Benedict.
failure from Benedict. What we got for Hank?
Oh, we do have to roll.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, not just for the lols.
The hell. Failure.
All right. I'm gonna roll a d4 for the both of you. Let's see how this goes. Could be good, could be bad. 1 sanity damage. For the two of you, would you like to deflect? And would Benji like to deflect his sanity damage, his 1 point that he gets from his fumble?
I would.
Yes.
Yeah, Benji's so close to his breaking point, and I'm doing pretty good on willpower. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do
All
the
right,
same.
everyone go ahead and roll a d4, each of you.
Hank got 3.
I got 2.
Fuck.
Okay.
Ouch.
And a 4 for Benji.
Okay. I need each of you to reduce your bond, reduce a bond by 1, and then reduce your willpower by whatever you rolled.
Okay.
That hurts.
Yeah.
How's everyone looking on willpower
Great.
and whatnot?
Well, I was doing all right.
Yeah.
You
Got
did roll
chopped
the
in half, I
maximum.
think.
Yeah.
Hank's got about a little over half of his total.
Same.
Yeah, same. Poor Barlow.
Man, I'm about to run out of bonds. I'm like been on the teetering of a breaking point. I'm 1 point above the breaking point. I've been like this forever because I keep deflecting.
Yeah.
But now I'm about to. Now I only have 10 across all my bonds. I have 10 points total to deflect.
Damn. How did you must have less bonds than I do.
Yeah. Certain.
No, I got fucking 5 sons. I don't know how that happened.
certain character builds have more bonds innate to them, like law enforcement and stuff. Typically, military typically have fewer because they have more skills. And so there's a trade-off there. All right.
You need to make more friends, Hank.
So what do you guys do?
I just stuck my finger into that mirror. It feels weird to say out loud like that, but I felt something cold and dense.
Like when you put it in there, like it really reminds you, like it felt fluid in a way, but still like you kind of had to push through it, like in a way that's not like water necessarily.
Oh, I thought you were getting at it was like water, exactly like the mirror in the room of 616. But it's not water.
All right, we're gonna have to. I think the wall is filled with Jello. I think that's what we're getting at
That's
here.
the takeaway.
That seems the most plausible, yeah. Okay, if we do this, if we do this, guy, I know you guys are going to want to do this, but what is our escape plan? We have no idea how to get out. Are we just gonna roll with that? We're supposed to be cleaning up this world, and now we're going into a new world. I want to ask the question why, but I'm not even going to do that. Just gonna be like, okay, that's
I just
fine.
don't want. Hank's at the point where he just kind of wants to get to the source. I mean, we've been through this. I agree with you, Benedict. This isn't quite logical, but nothing seems to make sense nowadays. That being said, if we can come up with a solid escape plan, I would be totally
Okay.
down with that.
Can we at least tie the lady downstairs to a radiator or something? It just seems negligent
I would
to
say
leave her bound up.
We're gonna say last session you guys talked about that. We're gonna say you handcuffed her because you have your normal police gear. You handcuffed her to something
It's
pretty unwieldy.
just leave her some fucking snacks or something. Okay,
like one of those hamster bottles.
it's just abusive otherwise.
Yeah.
We can always
Okay,
call Marcus, get him to contain the situation.
That's a great
that,
idea.
That is an idea. Now, what?
That's
if,
an excellent idea.
He might not be all for us going through the mirror and whatnot.
Or just don't tell
Well, you
him.
don't have to know that.
Yeah.
It's like
I thought you meant like we want him to sit here and like house sit while we go to the night floors.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
like-
that's what y'all are getting
So-
at.
So you're gonna go upstairs and not be back for a while? I don't understand.
Yeah. And just there's this entire bathtub of viscera that you
Don't.
just need to leave it.
Just
Don't touch that. And all those books, don't touch those books. Just deal with the
Just
lady
don't.
downstairs.
No, I was talking about give him a. And we've done this before. We've called him to like contain the situation while we're not there. Like after we abducted that chick in Las Vegas.
For sure, but we're gonna be coming back to this room presumably.
Well, we don't know. That.
Maybe not. We don't know
Who
that.
knows?
Fucking Christ.
Tell him to come in, clean up, make sure that the lady is dealt with, and break all the mirrors. The only way through is forward. That's what they
The only
say.
way out is through.
I like mine better.
Okay.
The only way on is in.
Mhm.
Right.
All right. I'll go
what
with
do you
whatever
guys
y'all
do?
decide. What do
You
y'all
guys
wanna
you
do?
guys right now are standing in this bathroom. I need
I
to know
think-
what you're doing.
Hank's inclined to believe that if we go through there, it'll be like the time will dilute to where it's going slower on this side because there is that like that situation that happened before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I
Well-
honestly don't know how much help Marcus is going to be, but if we want to get him in here and do all that, that's fine.
He's been pretty
Maybe-
reliable so far.
Maybe I should make sure that we can actually get through this mirror first before we call Marcus.
Yeah,
Like,
put your
actually
nose
do
up to it
again.
and trace it with your nose so your head goes through and you can see what's on the other side.
No,
Benji-
let's just call Marcus. And then we just go through. I don't think there's any coming back from this. There is no like easy access to Carcosia via the mirrors.
God, I love. I get more mileage out of shit that I never could have imagined. You know, just
Jeez. All right, let's. I'm gonna call Marcus, tell him to come and clean up the situation here, and maybe put some police tape around this house to keep it
Secure. And then we're just going to
accessible
go
for
through.
us and succeed.
And then we're just going to go through. Or
Well,
try
my
to.
fear is that it was a one-time fluke because I was having a sanity fumble, and if we try it again, like it's not gonna work.
Then we're at a dead end
I'm
anyway. And we got to dispose of all
Yeah.
this shit. So, you
And
know,
we got to burn down the house and kill everybody. So
yeah.
Okay,
naturally.
call Marcus.
okay, done.
All right. So I have to do something real quick. I have to make some rolls. Okay. So I'm just gonna make these rolls, and
You're
you can
Tell
take,
us what they're for.
That's not important what they're for.
But what about for the
Actually,
people
it
listening?
is
Like, can we
important.
put ourselves on mute? Like, do you need us to not know this? And we'll
Think
just
of the
mute, deafen
listeners.
ourselves?
Yeah.
Think of the listeners and the children.
I'll just say that there are things that are going on when you guys are not there. And sometimes, and I don't like to necessarily just say that things happen just a certain way and just make a decision. I want to know what the dice say.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Fine.
So first I'm going to roll 2 D100s. I got an 85 and a 91. Okay, fair enough. That's pretty straightforward.
Those are.
Okay. And then I'm going to roll. So that happens. So now I am going to roll a. Because what is your alertness? Oh yeah, that's a big fat fail. So we're gonna do one of these real quick. That's another 93.
I
These
feel like you're just making up words right
these
now.
guys are not doing
Yeah.
well.
None of this is anything. It's just.
Okay. Overall, so that's not looking super good for them. Let me see. Let me roll a D.
This is great radio, Box.
It
Great
is.
radio.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure something out. That's 4. Let me roll another 10. Oh,
This is why we have computers.
It is to do these kind of things.
But
All right. You
And the
guys call
feature
no,
Mark
this
won't
is
be-
going to be the sanity check. This is some extra shit that's going to happen on Patreon.
Yeah, we'll
for
talk
what
about
you were calculating.
this one on Patreon. How about that on the sanity check?
Yeah.
So
Boom.
we call Marcus.
Call Marcus. The phone rings and rings and rings.
Oh god.
Right before it goes to
God damn
voicemail, the phone picks up. And
Marcus.
Marcus, you're on speakerphone. Don't say nothing that you wouldn't want us to hear.
there is no response for quite some time. Roll me. God, no, I'm gonna make you roll an alertness check. There are 3 of you there listening in. You hear the sound of what sounds like two men, like talking to each other, like away from the phone. You hear the sound of like the phone fumbling, and then you hear the sound of someone you do not know. Go. What is your current location?
Put down the phone. Put down the phone.
What is your team's
Hang
current
up.
Put down the
location?
phone.
Hang
Put
up,
down the
hang up,
phone.
hang up.
You hang up.
I think we're burned.
How long did that call last?
15 seconds.
Not long enough to trace.
Cool. They're not going to trace us.
What happened? No,
Classic
so-
movie trace, not going to succeed.
Classic
That's
movie
right.
has to be 2 minutes. Everybody knows that.
Fuck.
Marcus is gone.
If you guys are like extra paranoid, this would be a good time to like take the SIM card out of the phone, take the battery out,
Smash it.
stomp on it.
Benedict smashes it.
Benedict
Smash.
Benedict takes your phone, Benji, and smashes it on the ground.
Benji's all right with that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Damn it! They got Marcus. Or
What else
they're
happens?
detaining Marcus. He's asking you, I think, Joe.
What else
Yeah,
happens?
sorry, Joe. What else happened? Yeah, we made a phone call, and something bad.
Nothing. You get nothing back. Like
No?
you made the phone call. That's it.
No weird pull towards Cthulhu. Some dreadful existential
Well, here's the
horror.
thing. I would say that you guys get the feeling that something bad has happened. Normally, I would make you roll helplessness sanity check, but you guys are all immune to that. So why bother?
After the shit we've been through. Yeah. Okay.
Damn it.
So we can't get it. So we go downstairs and we lock the door. That's what we do.
It's already locked. Hank locked it.
You
Okay.
double lock it. You add another lock.
Double
door.
lock it. We add a person against the door, tied up.
Mm.
Real quick, Benji's gonna rip the duct tape off of remind me your name?
Esther.
Esther's mouth and be like,
What's the password for this cloak?
Okay. She she smiles wide, maybe a bit too wide.
Oh no.
And she says, she tells you, she's like, and she looks deep into your eyes, Benji, and she says, you just have to want it. You just, it's calling for you, Benji. It's ready for you.
okay, Benji throws on the cloak. He's like,
All right, I want it. What next?
What do you want exactly?
to turn on the cloak, I want to press the power button.
You
On
don't
the
find
cloak.
a power button. She just laughs at you. It's not even like an
Benji, you're not-
insane laughing. Now it's just a laughing at you, like she's being mean.
Pitiful.
You're not gonna
That's
get anything
humiliating.
out of it. Benji, put that cloak away.
Yeah.
Keep it in a
Benji-
backpack for later.
You guys are
Benji
constantly just.
sheepishly packs the cloak back.
You guys are constantly swatting Benji's hands away from different things. Stop that.
He's got all the most dangerous shit. He's got literally the king in yellow on his person. He's got 2 little weird bugs. He's got unknown vial of viscera in somebody's.
Y'all took my
corporeal
bugs
body.
away from me.
True.
Did we? Okay, for the best.
All right. What is happening in this house?
In all seriousness, I'm very concerned about Marcus right now, but perhaps that's a problem for a later date. Right now,
Yeah.
we have to decide how we're going to get through this mirror. And at the very least, find the boy, Henry.
We
That's-
can't just
that's
leave
very
this house. I mean, we got to do something to contain the house.
I don't know what else
And,
there is to do. I mean, if we want to spend some time to go out to Walmart and get some yellow tape and tape up the door.
Nah, I just figured we could go with the classic and burn it down.
Then how are we going to get through the mirror?
But, okay.
While
Here-
it's
here's what we
burning.
do. Right. Molotov cocktail. Lies person through the mirror. Turns around. Throws it. We burn
Well,
down
then
the
we're
house,
definitely not going to have
and burn
a
a
way
lady.
out. Then we're definitely, if anything, we're not going to be able to get out of the night floors. We're
I
not
don't
going to burn
plan
down the
on
house.
Coming back, Hank.
Well, that's between
Hank.
you and
Hank, I'm sorry. I'm with Benji on this. If we're gonna clean up, we're gonna clean up right.
we can always burn it down when we come back out of the night floors.
Who says we ever get out of the night forest?
I say it. I'm coming back. I don't know about
What
you
if
two,
we're
but
in
I'm
the
coming
night
back.
floors right now?
Uh-oh. Well, there
Rock,
it
paper,
is.
scissors for what we do.
We're
Rock,
beginning,
paper, scissors.
We're beginning to question our
Man.
reality.
There
Huh?
ain't just one entrance and exit to the night floors, so probably ain't
Yeah.
just one for Carcosa either.
Stick your head through it. See what you see first.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's go back up to the mirror.
You guys
Benji will
go.
start tracing the king and yellow's sigil.
the second you touch
Just
it,
to-
you feel that the solidness
to-
of the mirror is gone.
So it's already
Oh.
like
open.
liquefied.
Seems primed. Ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Benji's gonna stick his head through. Take a peek. Take a deep breath.
Okay. You push your face through and in. It feels like a mixture between an icy slush and like jello at first, but then as you push your face further, like, imagine, like your hands are on the mirror and your hands are like all the way back behind your head. Your head is so deep in, and I imagine that Hank and Benedict are probably like holding on to you.
Some Naruto running into the jello.
The first thing that you see, actually roll me a luck roll real quick. Let's see. Tell me if you're lucky or
Does your
unlucky.
head stay on through this experience?
57.
It's unlucky. Okay. Your head goes through and you see a vast blackness in front of you. When you had gone into the window of 616 in the Boxer Hotel, you had seen a mirror there, and beyond the mirror you had seen this same void, open and wide, and little pinpricks of light, most of them square shaped, all the way just into the, like, out into the dark distance. As you push your head through, the first thing you catch that kind of draws your attention is you see something huge and Leviathan-like moving off into the darkness. You see
Damn.
as if you see like a ginormous, like, tail-like appendage bat once or twice and then move out into the dark void beyond what you can see from the little amount of light that is spilling
What
out
the
of the
hell?
mirror. But that catches your attention and kind of pulls you away, but then you see right in front of you, you see a body. When I say a body, I mean a desiccated, rotting corpse. All around it is this kind of cloud of dark, just dark bile, it looks like. And you can just barely make out the face of Philip Samigina floating there
Oh,
Shit.
without life. Go ahead and make me that. There's a sanity check. This is a sanity check for violence.
Okay.
Okay. This is like some.
Success. 17 under
Nice.
38.
Success. No sanity damage for you as you take this in. He is literally floating there, probably about 3 feet away from the window, just right there in front of you.
And you said it's some kind of liquid, right?
Here on
It's
the
like-
other side now, it seems to be much more like water. There seems to be like a weird transition, but beyond it seems to be a lot more like water. And it is
Benji
ice
wants
cold, frigid.
to take the slightest of breaths to see if he can breathe.
You don't
Not
like that.
He's not.
Your lungs don't
not
like
trying to-
that. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
It is not breathable. It is, as far as you are concerned, it is water.
scuba gear.
We need one of those ships, like in the diorama.
Hmm.
Okay. What else can I do while I'm here on the other side? I guess that's all I can do. Yeah, Benji will try to pull back. Can I pull back?
I'm glad you asked. Yes. Yes, you can. You pull your head back. When you do, it's very similar to like when you guys had been in the Boxer Hotel with room 616. You pull back and Benji, your hair is like stuck to your face. And you come back and you are dripping with water. And the other two of you, as he comes out, it stinks of rot.
Ugh.
God.
A couple things, boys. I don't think.
Couple of things. After I just stuck my head through a void mirror and came out with viscerous smelling hair.
Where do I start? Probably not the wisest idea to go through this mirror. There are eldritch leviathans roaming on the other side. There's the decomposing corpse of Philip, and there's unbreathable water. So, yeah, what we're looking at.
I think when you put that all together, seems like a bad idea.
Did I mention the inky black void?
That seems to go on forever.
Yep.
So these mirrors, it's almost like that's basically we're like that city cardboard construction. It's like literally we're gonna have to swim to the other side if we use a mirror. It seems. Oh, can
So
we?
we
Y'all
probably
want to?
have to find a way to one of those other blinks of light, those other pinpricks of light. We'd have to make our way there and try and get through
First of all,
whatever's in between.
Benji, you smell horrible. Here's a towel. Second, thank you for doing that. You're very brave. Third, can you do it again in this mirror in the other bathroom?
You know what? I'm gonna let you take that one, Hank. I appreciate your offer, though.
Oh man.
Appreciate you asking.
Hank does want to try the other mirror. On the off chance, if it happens this time, then I think we can safely say any mirror transition is going to be like straight up water. And not like.
I've got a crazy idea. Maybe we do both at the same time and see if we can see each other. I'll experiment with you on that one.
Okay.
Do you think that's what all those lights are? The pinpricks of light? Just a bunch of different mirrors?
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be.
What are you guys doing?
I think we're gonna try this experiment.
One of you's gonna go to like the middle bathroom, and one's gonna do the master bathroom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Benji, why don't you go check on Esther downstairs? Ask her
wash my
while
face
you're down
off.
there. Ask her where Henry is, if you can.
Yeah, sure.
Why not? Yeah, you go down, you like tear the duct tape for the second time off of her mouth. It's starting to get a little raw. And you ask her where Henry is?
I hold up a tube of chapstick, like,
You want this? You gonna tell me where Henry is?
The weirdest leverage.
She smiles, but it's like it's a little softer this time, She's like, "Oh, Henry. He sees it in a way that I never could. He's gone to the palace. He'll be there when I'm done here."
Whose palace?
That smile gets a bit too big again. She says,
How do I get to the palace?
"The palace is in Carcosa. The king is at the palace." A grand
Well-
ball.
Yeah, kind of figured all that. How do you get there?
She kind of chuckles. And she's like, "Don't worry, Benjamin. You'll figure it out."
How the shit do you know my name?
she laughs again. She's like, "I've heard of you."
How? From who?
Oh, from
HR
Barbas,
pamphlets.
from Marbus, and Doctor Maximo. I think Henry mentioned you a few times.
Mm.
All right, cool.
Slaps duct tape back on.
Wait. Do you give her the chapstick?
Yeah, I'll give her a little chapstick.
Okay. Okay, you slap the duct tape back on. So yeah.
Experiment
Meanwhile,
time.
back upstairs.
Yeah.
It's crazy town down there, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Henry's at the palace, you know,
As one does.
hangs at the palace, Carcosa, all that shit. Anyway,
All right.
Okay.
Whose head is going in where? That's
We're gonna do it at the
I never
same
thought
time.
I would say.
Whoa.
We're gonna simultaneously put our head through the mirrors.
Who?
I will
Hank.
be in the other bathroom with a tiny door, and Hank will be
Hank
in the
and-
big master bedroom.
So you're gonna turn your back on the tiny door while you put your head through the mirror.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah. So you're
No weird invisible spiders.
like, I just imagine you're like
Fine.
crouched down. Your ass is just facing the tiny door. Anything could come up there, just give you a really bad time.
Yeah.
Benji will play lookout.
Thank God.
No mechanical
Okay.
spiders crawl
So-
up your exposed buttocks.
So what you're gonna say? Wait, are you gonna take your pants off before you do this?
No, there's
Okay.
no good reason for that. No. How is that gonna help?
Okay. But Hank's gonna be alone in the master bathroom. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here, guys.
Seems
Nope.
like it.
No reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Hank, you stick your head through. You too, the second you touch it, it seems to warp. And, as you like push through, and you too feel that
Did I
iciness.
have to do the chicken finger?
When you get to yours,
scrapings?
at first there is nothing, but you go over it a few times, and it too succumbs to the drawing of the yellow sign. I need you both to roll alertness or search checks as your face enters this black, inky void.
It's a failure for Benedict.
Failure for Hank.
Okay. You both stick your heads through these little dots of light in the distance. You don't see any of them obscured or affected. So it's hard to say if you can see each other. But here's Hank, you pop your head out, you too see Philip Samigina's body floating there, just slowly, like seeming like in like some type of like neutral buoyancy, just like right there. Benedict, you do not see that.
Good to know.
There is no body here.
He
Or
just sees like the dark void with like specks of light.
yeah, roll me a luck check for Benedict.
37 under 100.
Benedict, as you're looking out, you see something approaching you from above. Not approaching you as if it has. So you see
That's
something.
ominous.
You see something sinking. Let me put it that way. You see something sinking past you. It looks to be like a woman's purse. It's small and fashionable looking. and it seems to be slowly making its way past you.
I will grab
Gucci.
thusly purse.
You reach out and grab it, no problem. When you do, you see another one of these giant shadows. Seem like there is this kind of vague, like ambient light, and you can just out of your periphery make out something like swimming, floating by.
Exit the mirror.
Okay.
Benedict is scared. He will exit the mirror from the Leviathan.
You pull your head back, and Benji, Benedict, he reached his arm in as he was in there. Like maybe Benedict's like, uh-oh, what's going on? Or Benji sees this. As he comes out, he's carrying like a very small kind of like woman's like clutch. Like it's, it maybe has like the little tiniest of straps on it. But Benedict is drenched, and the purse too is full of water.
Let's make sure Hank is okay, and then we'll see what's in this purse.
Yeah.
Hank, you pull yourself out. You now to have the smell of death on you, as kind of just being in the water near Philip has kind of made you a little stinky. And then you see these two come in the bedroom or in the bathroom, and Benedict has this little clutch with him.
Okay. Get the nasty shit off my face with like a towel or something.
Yeah.
Does Benedict smell terrible, or is it just
No, you smell fine.
Hank? I smell
Just
fine.
like
So it's just in
well,
the
it's just 'cause
surrounding area of the corpse.
decomposing body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's look in the purse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
You open it, and what you see is like a lot of the stuff you would kind of expect to see, like in a woman's purse. One of the things is actually, hold on, let me find it in here. You see like
Is there an ID?
It's an IED. That's right. That's what we expect to see in ladies'
No,
purses.
an ID.
Boom,
An
dead.
ID. Identification.
An IUD? Are there contraceptives in this purse?
What's that doing in there?
It's full of IUDs.
Jesus, that's no fun. That's not
This lady don't want babies.
That's not what you want.
Oh my god.
You see that there is like
Question.
there's a purse, it's like lipstick. There's some money. As you pull out the bills, they look to be old, but you don't know any of the people on this money. That's not George Washington. In fact, on the bottom of the bills, instead of the United States of America, you see Imperial America.
Oh.
And the faces you see and the names do not make sense to you. You have never seen
They look
these.
Similar as into like 1700-esque or
Well, like the turn of the century style of bills. They look very reminiscent of what you're used to, but the faces and the names and some of the details on them a little different. Like that's not what the Capitol building looks like. Things like that.
Just a Monopoly cosplayer. This is nothing to look at. Let's move on. Monopoly cosplay.
I will say that as you are looking through it, there is you do find a small wallet inside that does have a name on it, which is. Give me a second to actually try to find it. This is the part where I need you guys to fill in dead air for me.
I am impressed that they wrote down whose purse this was in the giant Leviathan void.
Yeah, I
Well
found
done,
myself
Arc
wondering
Dream.
if there's like
Well
random tables for what's in the purse, whose purse it is, or like random
How many
encounters in the
IUDs?
void. How many IUDs?
There's the IUD table. Naturally.
Really sucks when
Um,
she gets confused and sticks an IED where an IUD should go.
Happened to everybody.
Everyone.
Don't mix up your IEDs and IUDs, folks.
Oh, there it is.
Is it a bag of holding?
It is. It is.
A
not.
clutch of
Oh.
holding.
It's a clutch of holding.
That would be so useful in this world, man.
Would be.
Shit, I cannot find this lady's name. But I'll try to give it to you later if I recall. That's my bad. I simply cannot
Okay.
put my finger on it at this second. So yeah,
Gotcha.
my apologies.
Okay, that's
No
fine.
worries.
So Caucasian female, assume, purse
Well, I'm.
floating in the
My-
void.
It said Imperial of America. Like I think in that reality, Carcosia is like another country that gets developed. You know, seemingly like Eastern European type area, and probably the United States has changed to the Imperium or whatever. So she might not be from Carcosia.
The Imperium, as in like the Imperium.
Or
of,
sorry,
the Imperium of Man.
Of
Warhammer
Skyrim.
40k.
yeah. So I think Carcosia is a country, not necessarily like a world. You know.
Fair
Yeah.
point.
But she's definitely from that timeline, it would seem. Huh.
I
Okay.
had a thought. I have a question. When we looked at the diorama, was either of the sides familiar to us?
Familiar.
The city, you mean?
Yeah.
This what the city looked like?
I would say no. I would say
Okay.
no.
That was
Okay.
a long shot. I'm just trying to figure out like potential entrance points. Like if any
I mean, this is one, obviously, I think, but we need scuba gear. Well, I don't know. People
Well,
seem
we
to
also
do
have
it.
we have to figure out how the hell we get anywhere. How do you navigate in this world? Is it like the night floors where you just need to will yourself towards a direction? But it seems a lot more organic and dangerous than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Leviathans
think
and
we
all that.
we could get to the other side. Like I said, I don't think Henry and all these other people, they're not going out and get scuba gear and then going through the mirror. They're just going through it, you know?
And drowning, yeah.
I mean, she said you have to want it bad enough, or that was how you activate the cloak. But it does have the same vibe. Like
Mhm.
maybe you just have to
Hank,
completely
I
surrender
think-
yourself to death.
Hank is about fed up. Like, maybe he's getting a little unhinged too, but Hank will float the idea. Do we just want to swim in there?
No. Categorically no. We'll find another way to figure this out. Like we need to. So Hank, I don't know what they told you at Delta Green, but they told me that we need to contain the problem, not involve ourselves or immerse ourselves in the murky blackness of the problem. That's how I interpreted
If
it.
this ain't immersing yourself, I don't know what is.
It just seems.
I suppose you're right, Benedict.
Do you need to go see your sons? Do you need some time off to just reconnect and get some bonds back?
No, I need to get to the bottom of this. But I guess fair point. Are we at the point where we need to just contain this building, burn it down, something like that?
We have no way to understand how to navigate this world. And until we know how to do that, we should not fuck around with it. That's how you get stabbed in the face, Hank. Trust me.
If there's anyone who knows about getting stabbed in the face and how you get there,
Let's
it's-
ask Samigina
guy.
again. Did she say it? Did we specifically ask her about going through the mirror?
No. Let's
think
ask
so.
her.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's ask Samigina.
Ask her how we navigate.
Okay.
this
This
world.
time you tear off the duct tape again. It's getting bad, guys. Like it's this thing needs to
she
probably
had-
stay on or stay off, one or the other.
Kind of rattled.
So you're gonna ask her what?
What basically? Okay. Samigina, I need you to focus. We're trying to find Henry, your son. You remember your son, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm not worried about Henry. He's in great hands.
Have you looked in that mirror lately?
Yes, of course I have.
And you think that's safe? Henry's safe in there.
Henry's not in the mirror, silly. He's at the palace.
But to get to the palace, he went through the mirror, did he not?
The way Henry went isn't the way everyone goes.
How?
She just kind of cackles at you. She's like, well, it's, you're not going to get there swimming, are you?
Well, you about to go for a swim if I don't get some answers.
You've been up
I
no
know that
help,
right now.
No help.
Madam,
You remind me of my friend Joe. He's an asshole.
He's just like this. Well,
That's all she's gonna give
What
us.
what if, Madam, we're reaching the end of our tether, and I'm sure you are too. If you don't give us some kind of help for how to get to Henry, we're gonna put you through the mirror ourselves.
I'll find my way. Mirror or not,
Bound up like this?
the king will come for me.
You know, that's not the worst idea. As far as content, like, we don't have any resources anymore. Marcus was our only contact, right? We don't have a way
I
to...
don't-
I'm in the mirror.
But Hank, I don't think Hank would send this woman to her death. That's essentially what he thinks that would be, is just like killing her.
That is a very good point. Like, when it comes to...
I could persuade Hank.
roll a persuade roll on Hank and see if you can convince him.
Yeah, I'd do that. Adversarial persuasion.
Well, I'm going to be frank. Like, if you start getting into a situation where you're asking, are we going to kill this person? There are some sanity implications for that kind of thing.
It's more, are we gonna put it through the mirror that goes into the void of nothing?
Also, sanity implications.
Fine. Shit.
All right, enough of this. I think we've established we are not going to go through the mirror today. We have to find another route. We've got several leads. We need to deal
Have
with
an
her.
all access
And
pass to the Dorchester as well.
we do have that. We have the other nurse, Vors, who seems to be implicated in this as well. So we got to take care of her, deal with this place, burn it down, do something. I don't know. And then lastly, deal with our contact.
Yeah.
So what are y'all
Need a
thinking?
new
Burn the
contact.
place down?
What if we just lock it? Like, I know this is an unpopular
We could.
opinion from Benedict, but we just lock it up.
I guess we don't have to burn it down. It's fine if it just smells funny, except for we could, if we just want to do a thorough clean without burning it down, we could smudge the signs off the fucking mirror, put all the books, in something, take it to a shredder, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I could get behind that. Just actually do what a containment crew would do. Maybe
Smash the
the
mirrors.
mirrors.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Okay.
still leaves Esther.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with her. We would normally call, our contacts, Delta Green contacts. Let's think about Esther last, and
What if we got
Do
her
this.
committed to the Dorchester house?
where she works.
I'm sure that'd be just fine.
All right, I think we're gonna
We'll
go with
figure it
that,
out.
Joe. We're gonna
Yeah.
try to take all the books, smash the art project, erase the symbol on the
Yes!
mirrors.
Fucking Benedict
that
gets
stuff.
so pumped at the prospect of
He just
smashing
goes in
the
there
art.
and jumps up and down on with both
Yeah.
feet.
Yes.
All right. You guys smash the mirrors, despite the fact that the mirrors seem to have this kind of liquid kind of element to them. It seems that when you strike them with another object, they shatter, and with them, the yellow sign is pulled apart into pieces. You go into to Henry's room. You destroy everything. You destroy, pull apart the diorama into a million pieces. You don't think anyone could ever struggle it back together. And then I guess the only other thing is like do you want to like drain the bathtub, like kind of thing, or?
Oh, fucking bathtub.
Is it too viscous to drain? I want to try.
You get the feeling it'd probably go down. Might have to stir it up a few times to get it to go.
Oh God.
Oh, they need chunky bits inside of it.
Yeah, when your sink has some chunky bits down at the bottom, you gotta reach down there with
It's
a
the
fork
hair.
and
All right, fellas.
Oh.
Rock, paper, scissors. Let's go. Do it on shoot. Ready?
Hey, let's
Rock.
fucking do it.
All right. 1, 2,
Not
3.
it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay. Looks like Benedict.
It's Benedict.
All right,
Tries to free up some of the viscera.
Yeah, you reach
There's a
down there,
drain.
you find like a coat hanger or something, you kind of get down there. After it all drains, you see that there's like a shoe and a sock in and like sitting in the bottom.
Oh god.
And there is indeed just like some sludge. Some meaty sludge in the bottom of it. But once it all goes down, it seems to be gone. Maybe you run the bathtub a few times, like to kind of try to get it all gone, and eventually it all goes down the tubes. Eventually, the stain is still on the floor and still seemingly having leaked down, but it seems like it's stopped. That the drip of the daddy juice downstairs has been stymied. So the last thing you're the rest of what you have is like there's everything in the sewing room. And that's not like innately unnatural if you're trying to contain this. But you have three probably things left. You have the book, The Phantom Saith.
I'm taking that.
You have Esther.
Yeah, we'll take that.
And you have the laundry chute.
Oh yeah.
We can also get one other thing. The bottle from Benji.
Right.
What about it?
I want to smash it.
But then I want to have my wine.
Benji, that's not wine. That's clearly some maniac's dead husband. Let's stay tethered to reality here, buddy.
What if we throw it down the laundry chute and see what happens?
You know what? Fuck it, why not?
You open the laundry chute. Who's doing this?
I'll do
Benji
it.
will. Okay.
Okay.
You open
Either rock, paper, scissors again.
Benji opens the laundry chute. You look down and you see what appears to be a small circle of about 6 or 7 figures, all standing completely equidistant, totally still, wearing red bellhoppy type outfits, all standing there looking up into the chute. Keep them on
Bombs
your
away.
What the hell?
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Are you doing? Oh,
You
God.
drop the bottle, it clambers down, clang, 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 and smashes into the middle of all of them, and their heads, all in perfect synchronized like motions, follow it down into the floor, and then slowly tilt back up to look up into the laundry chute.
Oh God.
Okay.
Well,
Well, hopefully that killed Henry.
Hopefully
Fingers
Henry's
crossed.
dead. We hope that Henry's dead, and that's the way the bottles work. As you guys are doing this, and I imagine maybe there's a brief conversation of like, all right, like, do we just leave the chute? Like, what do we do? As you're doing this, Hank, your phone rings. your burner rings.
All right, Hank puts it on speakerphone and just answers.
It says it's Marcus. Or it's the number that
Yeah.
you know to be Marcus's number.
He opens the line but doesn't say anything.
There's a moment where it's quiet. And after a minute, you hear a voice. The same voice you heard before. Your team is being reassigned. Coordinates and time for debriefing to follow. Whenever you're ready. Do you have something to write this down? I know you're there.
Proceed.
He then gives you a set of coordinates, like map coordinates, and says to you. And at this time, I mean, let's see, what time is it? It's probably around. We're gonna say it's probably around 4 in the afternoon, on the 13th of September. Is that right? Yeah. And he says, he's like, basically gives you a time to meet. He says, your debriefing will occur at 6 p.m. at this location. Bring your entire team.
I better see Marcus there.
The phone hangs up.
This does not bode well.
All right.
In some cultures, debriefing means getting killed.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, it's probably an okay place to stop. Next time,
Yeah.
you guys get to decide what you're gonna do with Esther, what you can do with the house, and what are you gonna do about your super fun meeting?
We gotta call Axel's what we're gonna do.
If there's anyone who
forgot
will know
about
what to do, it's Axel.
Axel
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
This is tricky.
Yeah,
These
that
are
was
tricky
awesome.
problems, and I don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Joe,
this-
you're making me want to go back to real life because this is so hard.
I've scared you away from fantasy and towards reality. Fantastic. All right, everyone listening, everyone watching, those watching live, those watching later, man, thanks for joining us. It's been a blast. If you're not already over, following us at Twitter or on or over at Reddit at r/greenboxgaming, come on over. That's where we do a lot of our announcements, about what's going on and whatnot. And then, if you would like to support the channel, if you'd like to support what we do, consider going on to patreon.com/greenboxgaming. It's also, all of our socials are linked in the descriptions of this episode. Continue supporting it, or consider supporting us. It's only $3. You buy us a cup of coffee, which is just enough for me to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and do this. So
What a champ.
without your wonderful support, I don't get the caffeine I need to make this happen. But also, I will again mention, we have a new segment coming up, the Sanity Check, which is going to be a behind-the-scene look for our Patreon supporters into just kind of what's going on. We'll talk about Delta Green. We'll just talk about some other stuff. We'll just kind of bant back and forth. It's just a good opportunity. We'll answer questions, any questions that we have from our wonderful audience. And it'd be a good time. So that's going to be something new coming out for our wonderful Patreon supporters. Guys.
Bit of a deep dive into the psyche of the mental patients that play this game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that'd be it's the ethics board is going to have a lot to say when they find out I've been playing this game with my clients. they're gonna have something to say. All right,
It's
guys.
therapeutic.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe. It's
Thanks.
great.
Mm-hmm.
For those, so for everyone else, we're gonna be going offline and recording our first episode of the Sanity Check. I'm excited. But yeah, everyone, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. We will catch you next time. We'll figure out what these guys are going to do. And as always, stay safe and stay sane.